The center of a dark hole is called the singularity. Science still is not sure what this is. I do. And I figured it out without their fancy gizmos and technology. How did I achieve such a feat? I used my brain. My glorious brain. I will make you kick the bucket in the courts too. First of all, we must understand the behavior of the fabric of space. When something is hurling through it, it gains speed. I believe this increase in speed occurs for one of two reasons. First reason is because that is the way space behaves. The energy that is the fabric of space helps to push mass. I will explain this behavior after explaining the other possible reason for this increase in speed, which is the presence of the different energy waves of space, such as radio waves, the slight waves of gravity that shape galaxies being most important. Just as the sound of a blue whale can be heard for 500 miles, there are frequencies that occur in space that can travel a lot farther since the things making the frequencies are so enormous. A blue whale is close to nothing in comparison to the size of a sun. So, I am pretty certain that large bodies create frequencies that travel a lot farther than the sound waves caused by a blue whale. These frequencies go in all directions. Being that it is a wave of energy, it will not be enough to break the momentum of the moving object, however, since these waves are going in all directions. The various types of waves will assist in pushing it, over distance and time. Like a sailboat. But instead of wind, it is the different variations of energy such as radio waves. It could be all three reasons though. The same effect could be happening with the slight waves of gravity in the far reaches of space that are given off that create the shapes of galaxies. I also theorize that in order for something to hurl through space and gain momentum, the object that is hurling through the fabric of space must have a vibrational frequency that is more dense than the frequency that the fabric of space vibrates at. Sound waves don't have this energy, therefore they can't survive in the fabric of space, and dissipate. There is also a cap to where the speed of the object will not exceed due to the same frequency of the fabric of space. Once something goes beyond. The second reason is, as I already mentioned, the fabric of space behaves in a way that allows for objects in space to travel faster over time and distance. As of the date of this upload, science says this is the same interaction that occurs with dark energy in the expansion of the universe. I theorize that dark energy and dark matter are caused by the same thing. The difference being the interactions and the objects that are being interacted with. This behavior is similar to how water behaves in the sense that they are both things that yield to whatever object that is interacting with it. You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup; you put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or creep, or drip, or crash. This characteristic that water and the fabric of space share, should be emphasized in order to properly recognize the singularity in black holes and what it is. Keeping in mind that the fabric of space has a formless characteristic, when the fabric of space experiences a force such as the inward collapse of a dying star, the power of such magnitude causes the fabric of space to take the direction in which this great power is being exerted, which is inward, creating the singularity. Additionally, I theorize that there is no actual mass or density to a dark hole. It is mainly energy from the sun's mass that is being broken down by the singularity, along with whatever energy derivative that makes up the fabric of space and its behavior when it is interacting with this massive discharge of energy. You may ask, well, if the fabric of space causes things to increase in speed over distance and time, then why doesn't the black hole continue forever? Well, since energy is being forced inward toward the center point, it interrupts its own yielding effect. I theorize that it is interrupted because it needs open distance and time for the dark hole to experience the increase in momentum. Singularities are basically continuous implosions that are expelling the kinetic energy of the star's last words. I used to think that black holes were a tier of the fabric. But this theory does not explain why it consumes matter and breaks it down into light, just to spew it back out. The reason matter is broken down into light is explained by this new perception of singularities. It is as follows. The inward blast of the dying star makes violent ripples in the fabric of space. Then, the ripples, along with the dying sun's violent energy, break down matter until it is something as intangible as light, which will be expelled at random openings once it accumulates those photons. All those photons are pushed by the activity at the center until they find an exit. The exit, being the fabric of space itself, allows the photons to be pushed out regardless of the force being exerted toward the center. Since the fabric itself is being distorted, light flows where the distortion is least present, creating the different kinds of lighting effects that occur in dark holes. The vortex we see in black holes is created by the momentum of energy, just as it does when water goes down a drain. Whatever direction the energy flows to the most is the direction that the vortex will take. The intangibility of light may allow it to temporarily take a different direction. The sun is a stable force of energy and mass. When the sun becomes unstable and explodes, all the energy involved is released at once, giving the dark hole the energy to keep the singularity going. To conclude, singularities are not tears in the fabric of space-time, nor are they anything else other than the fabric of space yielding to the power of a star kicking the bucket.